Oh, I have to do the intro every time. Okay, well, today I have with me the best match of my co-commentators. Welcome back to Memory of Heroes.
Hello.
Really? I didn't know we had a dynamic.
Yeah, you're the big, strong one who does all the heavy lifting, and you're like, me eat little man, and Niko is the skinny guy who is constantly like, oh, you big oaf, that's not what that means.
Niko didn't strike me as small.
You never actually seen me, so there.
And nobody's ever seen me. These are all just assumptions based on what could be lies.
I mean, as far as I know, you're just a cloud of smog, so...
Very hateful smog.
That's true.
But yeah, we are now officially in the second chapter of this game, this being the forest sector. And, yeah, now we actually have reason to suspect I, because, hey, that's the Foundation X logo. Not a good sign.
I remember this place. My most unloved form gets spammed a lot here. And never goes away the entire game.
Yeah. But yeah.
What was that?
You'll see it. See. Yeah, but, yeah, basically we also get more stuff into how core energy is. It's basically life energy. They're not very subtle about it.
So if we gather enough core energy, we can bring back Nazca.
I mean, we did. We did in fact bring back Nazca, and then we killed him.
No, we will bring him back, not the villains.
Oh, yeah. Sure, man.
Also, I love just how PS2 the ground is.
Oh, yeah. We haven't...
Yeah, that's 1024 at best.
We haven't reached peak Unity engine yet.
Don't dig on the Unity engine. That shit's actually pretty decent.
When we get to the garage section, like later in the game, that's peak Unity, like right there.
it's like the garage section is, or do you mean the parking lot?
No, not the parking lot. There's a section later where I don't know if you remember.
Oh yeah, true. The reflections everywhere.
Yeah. That was peak Unity.
No, that was peak stock Unity. Let's be fair. It's an okay platform, alright?
Oh, I'm not saying the engine's bad. It's just you can very much tell when it's the Unity engine. Like...
Oh, yeah.
Specifically with the lighting, but I mean, like, the asset central is definitely the parking lot.
Yeah.
Where it doesn't even feel like that parking lot was made for this game.
But yeah,
Dude.
that leg!
Ooh.
Oh, Joker, you okay, dude?
Dude, forget the ground textures. Look at those mountains. That's 520.
Yeah. But anyway, now we're gonna switch back to double, and there is a reason I am switching when I do. I will explain it later, though, when we get yet another playable character. And here I try to show off the special taunt thing, but it doesn't happen, so I'm not going to sit here and spam it. So, yeah, onward.
There's nobody here. We can't count up any sins.
It's your favorite character from O's.
Oh, it's the...
Oh, God. No,
it's the biggest sin of O's.
Huh? It's not O. So this is actually the first time you have to fight two bosses at once, and this game is a lot more forgiving about it than what I've seen in a lot of other action games, because
they're not totally freeform.
Yeah, basically what happens whenever you have to fight two bosses at once, because this happens a couple times, is they actually take away half of the boss's, like, arsenal, and they also make their AI, like, way less aggressive. Which, well, I certainly understand that for easy and normal mode. For extreme mode, you'd expect them to just be like, alright, deal with this crap and, like, have them go all out. But no, even on extreme mode...
No. You'd expect it to become Star Ocean.
Yeah, like, but no, even on extreme mode, like, no, it's not all that hard to deal with these guys. It's really not.
Well, if they were full-on normal AI on extreme mode each, you'd still end up with plenty of situations where you wouldn't be able to dodge them.
Yeah.
And that's just not fun for anybody. Especially in a game where you can die in 2 or 3 hits.
I mean, you say that, but I know some tryhards. Like,
it's not fun for the average player.
well, yeah.
90% of the fan base.
And again, this game was made for kids, so I do sort of get why, you know?
God,
Yeah,
wonder.
I mean, since Kamen Rider is a pretty big thing, not just in Japan, but also like in Asia in general.
Yeah.
They just wanted to make the game approachable. God damn it! There was a fucking mosquito. Why are they alive?
Why are you attacking Uva? I mean, Kazari's still there.
So I can do this.
Okay, now get back there and kill Kazari.
There we go, boss fight over.
Well, it's not hard.
And yeah, this is actually a peeve of mine of this game too. For every major boss you finish, they automatically go back to base form and do the rider kick. And I think this is, again, I have no idea about the development cycle of this game, but I think these scenes specifically are why the New Game Plus option is locked off in certain places. Because in New Game Plus, you know, for a lot of other bosses and sections, you can play as whoever you want. And they do have cutscenes for when you kill the bosses, if they're, like, story relevant. But not all of them do. And yes, those are actually cutscenes. They're not, like, in the battle or anything like that. So I think what happened is that they ran out of, like, dev time, and they didn't have time to do cutscenes for every single character against every single boss. So that's why they lock you out. So the game, like, doesn't crash or something. That's just my personal theory.
But they could also just render it in-engine, you know?
Or they could just skip the cutscene.
Well, they wouldn't want to do that.
Like,
What they could have done instead was basically just you know, let you rider kick with whatever form you're using, and then in the cutscene the relevant guy actually appear.
yeah, just play the regular cutscene instead.
Normally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what most games would do, where you can choose between like 3 different characters or so.
Yeah, most usually just do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I have no idea about the actual programming of this game. I am not smart enough for that. So that's just my personal theory. But
well, to know anything about the programming of the game, you'd need to pick it apart, and none of us really have the option. So.
Yeah, there is like, well, also when bringing up the whole thing with you have these specific scenes happening with specific characters. The interesting part is that there are several of them which are actually copyrighted from the moment that the rider kick appears.
oh yeah. Also, I like this scene because this means that 01 was in fact not the first person to get here. He got here like, well, actually no. There's 2 possibilities. A, he got here first, and that core metal took like 3 hours to fall from the sky. Or 2, he just got here and, like, died off screen. And now he inadvertently helped O's because of that. So yeah,
So
now...
are you ready for worst form?
So yeah, now we got, now we have Kamen Rider O's as a playable character in his base form, which is Tautaba. And,
I like AG. I hate Tatsuba.
I mean, that's fair. But yeah, this is the all-rounder form for AG, as you might expect, being his base form and stuff.
Well, so they pretend.
Yeah. It's interesting how... use it to escape the crisis, yeah. And we also have his taunt because we pre-ordered the game. So, you know. What's funny is they give him, like, a battle phrase when you do the taunt. But yet... No, correct me if I'm wrong. But in O's proper, I don't think AG had, like, a pre-battle catchphrase, did he?
Not necessarily. He kind of had more of a theme of what he'd say.
Yeah.
And it usually revolved around saving people.
Well, yeah. But yeah, Tataba's interesting because it's primarily a ground fighter. It doesn't have much in the way of aerial, although you can do aerial combos with it. But it's very clear they want you to like swap mid-combo with this. But we can't do that yet, so we're stuck with Tataba. So yeah, I'm just showing off all its guns here.
For a long time.
It's not that bad. I mean, in the show, you're absolutely correct, but in the game, it's not that bad.
No, my problem with it is, in the game, it's supposed to be a balanced form.
Yeah.
Which would be true to the show. But you really don't get any forms that are exceptional in specific areas that aren't Sagozo or Togger. Unless you count, you know, Kawaki... No, not Rock Kawami.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's kind of a bonus, so shouldn't really count that. So Tataba is pretty much always your go-to for the majority of the game. And you can see why. It's quick, it has no downsides, and my god, I get so tired of seeing the exact same combo over and over and over.
Well, you're gonna have to get used to it, because it's the only really good combo Tataba has.
I know, it sucks. I've seen you play this the whole way through.
Yeah.
I still hate Tataba. You'd think they'd at least make Shouta or, God, what was it called? You know, the green form?
Gata Kiriba.
Gata Kiriba.
Gata Kiriba is actually deceptively good in this game.
I know, but it's also not terribly intuitive.
Yeah.
Hey, anything goes.
Yeah. Instrumental version, of course.
Naturally.
But yeah, I love this little bit here, in that, because they're explaining why Oz is here. This means that Kogami... Well, A, it means that Eiji is still working for Kogami for some reason. And B, it means Kogami sent Eiji here with no form of self-defense and expected him to be fine. Or wanted him to die. Either or. Why do we keep thinking Kogami's a good guy?
I don't. I think he's a psycho.
Yeah, same. Like...
Don't forget, in the future, he just gives some random kid a bunch of, like, new greed medals because he's psychotic.
Also, I do like how, because I'll admit, in terms of story, and I know in this episode it's going to sound like I'm harking on this game a lot, but I assure you, I do like this game. It's a lot of fun. It's just got some flaws. Power scale in this game really doesn't make any sense if you've seen the shows. It really doesn't. But I do like the little bit there during this cutscene where Eiji's like, oh, these core medals are colored a little bit different than the ones I had before, and they make me feel even stronger, which I guess is their justification for why Tataba can do so much. So,
but like, on the other hand, Double wasn't that much better than Tataba.
Yeah. Yeah, see, like right here, I feel stronger than I did before. Also, did you know, Ryo, have you noticed how freaking bright green Oz's eyes are in this game?
Oh yeah, because they've got a light, they probably put a light source behind it. Double's eyes are also very bright.
Yeah, because like...
yeah, but with Double, it's sort of like each part shines up whenever...
Yeah, whenever someone's talking.
Whenever one of them talks.
Yeah, but if you saw in that cutscene, even when he stopped talking, it was still lit up.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just some weird, like, oddity with the engine.
I think it might be due to the Unity engine, but I pointed out because, like, other than that, Tataba's suit color is actually pretty accurate. And it's just interesting to me because, you know, I've been re-watching select episodes of Oz and Double. And Tataba's eyes are not that bright of a green. They're actually, like, a pretty dark green.
Yeah, it's a deep green.
Yeah,
I think what it is the way they do reflections on the on these eyes. You know, since they're probably trying to emulate the look of what a bicycle reflect light looks like.
Yeah,
with these, because that's essentially what their eyes are.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah,
it gets weird.
we're now at the part of the game where you have to manage multiple characters at once, and I mean have to if you want to be at all like safe in this game, especially if you're doing what I'm doing, which is technically a challenge run, technically. So we're switching back to Joker so that way he can get more EXP. Because I'm going to spoil it for you guys here. Double and O's, they are the characters you are forced to play as more often than anyone else. So you're honestly better off playing as literally every other character in this game as often as you can. Because EXP for O's and Double is not an issue, like at all.
They're always going to hit cap if you're playing even remotely competently.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, so there is just so many bosses where you're forced to use them regardless of what your preferred choice is.
Not just boss, entire
maps. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why for here on I'm going to be switching to Joker whenever I possibly can, so.
Yeah, the best form.
I mean.
Now you may be wondering why I like Joker but dislike Tatsuba, since he has nothing but the same combo. Because you're not stuck with pure Joker the entire game.
Yeah.
Fight me.
And also it helps to the context that Joker has in the show he comes from.
Yeah, that too.
That episode was so good up until the very end.
Ooh, that ending was brutal.
Well, no, I mean the actual ending. Like.
Yes, I know, because you like dismal endings. I'm talking about the scene just before it, though.
Well, that was the episode beforehand, but yeah. Or do you mean the frog pod scene? Because that was yeah, that was me.
Oh, that level of cruelty.
Yeah, that was.
Oh God, I knew you weren't dead, Philip. I was only going insane. It was actually a recording. Oh.
Yeah, that was me. Also, yes,
crippling depression.
Also, yes, I think Philip should have stayed dead. Fight me.
I will. You and your emo gland.
Whatever.
Hey, that is something you called it.
I mean, that's true.
Look, can I just pick up Tajidor and be done?
I'm not picking up anything, bang. I like how they have this really smart idea here, where they're like, oh, well, we have a drone, let's just use it as a scout. And then it comes back, and, well, you'll see. Oh, useless. You know, it's funny too because when you see what made that noise, like what it actually is, you're gonna wonder how the heck. Like,
it's a Yeti. That's why the photo is blurry.
Yeah, man.
I'm just gonna chalk it up to the barrier and interference.
I mean, that's a pretty good way to justify it, honestly.
Electrical interference. You mean like you can see it all over the place. These invisible walls probably interfere with radio signal.
I do like how the characters talk to each other as you're going through. I think that's nice.
I like how desperate AG is to get tagged in.
Oh, you want to talk desperation for tagging in? We'll see that later.
Ha.
Oh, that's so brutal.
You just evaporated him.
Yeah. Like, that was right in the neck, dude. Like...
Well, if you disattach it from the neck, then you win.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Like...
If you bust their skulls up, you can't lose.
Here we go. This is the tag-in mechanic of this game. Basically, it's just the game's way of trying to get you to play as other characters and not focus solely on one person. So as you run through with a specific character, you'll get this thing, and you get the option to tag in somebody else. And the thing is, you actually do want to do that whenever the game prompts you, because you yeah, you get a bonus for the next fight. And like, here's the thing. I went forward as double just to show off that bonus. But even if you like immediately switch back to who you were playing as, like right after tagging someone else in,
bonus.
yeah, you still get the bonus, which is nice.
Yeah, but it's also only like 10%, if I remember right.
Yeah, it's small, but it helps. But yeah, now we're using the frog pod to find residual echoes, which is that a thing? I don't know if that's a thing, but yeah, basically it's just a it's just a little mini game, basically.
I mean, RP and RP-based items, core energy, you know, doodads, they've got to be giving off some energy, so...
Yeah. Oh, and here are the drones. Oh boy. They're not the incinerate grenade drones, which is nice, but yeah, you definitely want to get rid of the drones before anything else. Because as you can see, they're kind of annoying to hit. So...
Yeah, and, you know... Cyclone's one of the wider sweeping ones.
I tried to do something cool there, but the AI in this is smarter than I thought. He sidestepped me. I have never seen mooks do that before.
Moving slightly to the left is the pro strat.
It is! Like, you can't beat that.
He didn't walk directly into your attack. How insane.
I know, right?
Inconsiderate.
But yeah, basically just the more rings you have around you, the closer you are to finding the echo to move forward. So just walk around until you find it. It's somewhere in this area. I think it's that way. There we go. Okay, see, so that was a move, right? That was a move. You guys heard that?
I was gonna ask, like, why did the barrier move?
Like, so what that says to me is that Sheena is in this game. So Sheena, if you're watching this, please translate.
I don't think she's gonna translate.
Why not? What if I ask her nicely?
Well, I think she wants to go to bed or something when she gets home, so...
I think if you ask her nicely, she's gonna assume you're lying.
True.
That is also true.
I should be like, Sheena, translate this, or else!
Well, then she'd just give you a wrong translation to mess with you.
Yeah, but then she'd still translate it, though.
No, she'd give you the wrong translation.
But it's still a translation.
No, to be a translation, it has to be vaguely accurate.
I mean, I don't know.
That's what Working Designs had in mind when they made Lunar.
And also, that's also, I mean, have you played Fates? I mean...
Yeah, and it was terrible.
I mean,
all three of them.
They did translate it, though.
No, they translated parts of it and made up the other half. Granted, it still wouldn't have been a good game, but it would have been less bad.
Alright, so we gotta be quiet so Sheena can translate this next part. Okay? Cause it's coming up soon.
It's right next to this PS2 textured wall.
Yeah.
Seriously, look at these rocks. 512 by 512. Worst textures.
I mean, this is a PS2 DMC clone. We've outright said it. Like,
man, where's my PC port? I want to slap some 4K textures in this bitch.
But yeah, now we also have... I mean, I know they showed up earlier in the level, but I just didn't note them at the time, so I'll note it now. We also have Yummies to fight now, and not just the Masquerade Dopants or the robots from Build. So...
Don't worry if you forgot. O's also forgot about halfway through the show.
Yeah. Also free SD cards. Always nice. It's funny. The free SD card spots they give you, they're so paltry in amount, but it's like, you gotta get them, you know?
Well, up until the cargo bay.
Just gotta get all of these breadcrumbs.
Yeah, dude. It's like if you're not picking up every single one-up in Mario, just what are you doing?
Why would you need one-ups in Mario? It's not a hard game.
Yeah, but like, you gotta get all of them, though. Like, you gotta.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do!
You know,
really,
it's like... It's just like with the crystal helmets in Asterix and Obelix XXL too.
Yes, get every single one, Niko.
No.
Oh my god.
Well, you're also the kind of weirdo who insists I need to open every chest in Tomba, even though most of them are just full of garbage items.
Huh. Yeah, that looks like Sheena.
Did you just call her a reptile?
Yes.
God, you're weird.
But yeah, this is Triceratops Dopant. This is the first of the gigantic enemies that you fight in the game. The Triceratops actually isn't that bad. It's the T-Rex that you want to frickin' watch out for. Oh god.
Yeah, and they start to
their
spam
hitboxes are a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Up. He's charging in the front. Can't dodge it. Oh well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is why you use trigger all the time.
If only we had that.
This is why you use Tajidor, because it's literally God.
If only we had that.
God, I wish. Just eat all the other core metals with your scanner.
But yeah, let's fight us a Triceratops. Again, it's not that bad because all of its attacks are very, very telegraphed, so you can dodge most of them no problem. And also, too, whenever it uses that electric move, that's you lucking out because it tires itself out and you can just wail on it like this.
Yeah, then you get a full 20 seconds to just punch it in the teeth.
Yeah.
And he's almost Onion Rings.
Yep. And of course, you want to be Cyclone Joker so you can dodge better. That's just how it goes.
And, you know, DOT Cyclone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just gotta run around. Don't worry about it too much. If only we had Heroez tank, that'd make this a lot easier, too.
If only we had Heroez, that'd make the entire game easier.
That too, yes. And here's the win button.
Seems like the lightning attack is like the biggest opening that you can hope for.
Oh yeah, that's what you gotta wait for. And because it's a giant dumb animal, we're gonna brand it.
Okay.
That camera work.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's gone. The brand.
Oh well.
Nice, no damage.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a mini boss, so
It becomes a regular enemy later on.
Yeah.
that too.
And here's where they're telling you about level caps. I don't know why they did this in this game, to be honest with you, but whatever. Basically,
Yeah,
I guess the idea is to enforce you to play as different ones, because once they get the level cap, it's pointless.
but
half
then
the
why
time
do
you
they
can't even
force you to
choose.
be people if they want you to play as other people, you know? It's so
yeah,
weird.
if you cap double here, and then they make you use them for an entire section, while you're not gaining EXP, what's the point?
Yeah.
Yeah, you raise a good point.
And that EXP doesn't carry over either. You just don't gain any at cap.
Yeah. But yeah, right now our level cap is 4, and when you get to endgame, the final level is 8. So,
Well, not that it matters, because you can't buy upgrades.
yeah. But yeah, here Philip lays out his logic for not trusting I, and it's pretty sound. Can't argue with him, honestly.
Robots can have whatever they want plastered into their minds.
I mean, he doesn't make that argument, but like everything else he does.
Hmm.
Although that's gotta be really awkward. Like, half of you is arguing with the other half of you. Like, so it's like half is, like, under the helmet is half his mouth moving and the other half is like saying something else.
Well, there's a reason he's always in the suit like this, so we don't question it.
Yeah.
Animating this is not part of our budget.
It's also not something Double ever wanted to address, so...
And probably for the better, honestly.
Oh no, now he's Two-Face.
Yeah.
He'll get together with Walrus and then forget about him.
Yeah. Philip is
No,
just as
Philip's-
kind.
No,
Sure.
he's neutral.
Yeah. That's it for this episode. Goodbye, everybody.